Hello, everybody. This is again Lieutenant John Day from New Jersey State Police, 27 years of experience. Um, I was away this weekend celebrating my brother's 55th birthday. Double nickel. It's the only brother I got. And I was away in BA. And while I was away, on the way back coming from BA, I was getting these text messages about an incident that happened in Mount Laurel. And as soon as I got home, my 17-year-old son, showed me the video of the incident, and it was appalling. And it also was a learning lesson. It was a learning lesson for us in the black community. It was a learning lesson for white folks who had the mentality of Ed Matthews, the white guy who was harassing the elderly lady, and then once the young brother came up to defend and protect the elderly sister, Ed Matthews got upset and started exercising his white privilege. And we should all look at that and critique it and see and grow from the negative aspects of the incident. He definitely showed white privilege, the way he was talking to the young man, and I want to congratulate the young man for subduing his passion, because the way Matthews was talking to the young man, I don't know his age. He looked like he was in his late 30s, late 20s, early 30s. He was the mature one. He was the true American. He was the patriot, because he waited until the authorities came and let the law enforcement handle the situation. So the young brother who was defending the elderly lady, I salute you, brother, and thank you for letting the law right now work. And but I want to talk about the white privilege that Ed Matthews definitely showed. And not only did he show this white privilege, it's deeper than that. I believe Matthews knew somebody in the higher ups in the department or in the political realm, because his actions showed it. The way he was talking to the young brother and the elderly lady, and then when the young officer came, he was talking reckless to him. He didn't show him any respect or any let him do his job. He continued to call names and called him a name, and still being belligerent and ignorant is I don't know what. And that goes to show. And I believe the officer knew that Ed knew people in high office, because he was trying to de-escalate it. And Ed was upset the way the officer was being professional. And they let him go home. And that goes to show that when you have ignorant people who know people in high office, how they wave that flag and think they can talk to anyone and anybody the way that he did. And after he talked with the young brother and the elderly lady, I believe that Ed Matthews should have been arrested immediately. And if the officers, after doing a field investigation and got the information that they got, they should have went to his home where he announced 3602 in Mount Laurel. They should immediately went to his home and arrested the guy. But Ed Matthews said on social media, whoever was videotaping, come see him. And I want to commend the people who came together and saw him and came to his house and protested. And it's a shame that it took the protests for Mount Laurel Police Department to do what they should have did hours ago. Instead of coming to his house and arresting him, he calls the cops claiming that it's common ground that the young man earlier didn't have any authority, but he calls the cops on the protesters, and the police officers are protecting him. You know why? Because Ed Matthews, in my opinion, knew someone, and they didn't know when to arrest this guy. And whoever he called, it's probably an investigation going on right now. Check the phone records. Whoever he called advised him to get on social media and apologize to the community, to the to the surrounding areas, that he made a mistake. He didn't make that. I'm telling you right now, the way he was acting out there in that complex, he didn't come up with that idea. Whoever that higher up person is, they told him to do that. And then whoever, the authorities that be, called, the sergeant and called, all points bulletin, and they went to the house and arrested the guy. But it shouldn't have succumbed to that. He should have been arrested immediately. But like I said, it's a learning tool. I hope all law enforcement agencies, when y'all have your in-service classes or y'all training, show that video and let's look at it and critique it and see what we could have did better, or why we didn't do what we should have done in the beginning. And that way, neighbors' property wouldn't have been damaged if we would have did expeditiously what you're supposed to do when it comes to crime and his actions. So, like, again, I hope it's a learning tool. I hope white America, because I know all white people are not bad, but this American, Ed Matthews, showed what 85% or 85 to 75% of us as black people already know. So you as white Americans see what we saw, and that's not the American way. The true American was that brother who protected that elderly lady. And that big burly white boy was threatening and harassing and trying to put fear in that young man and in that elderly lady who's probably still having nightmares of what happened. Let's not do that, America. Let's be a better America. Everybody deserves to live in this America free without harassments from a civilian, not a cop. A guy who think he can run the whole complex. And I believe that law enforcement agency, Mount Laurel PD, know this guy was a nuisance, but he knew somebody. He knows somebody. So I believe he got charged with 3 race crimes and 2 other charges for trespassing and harassment. So let the law prevail, and I hope he learned from it, and I hope America learned from it. And again, I want to commend that brother for taking up for that elderly lady, because we care about people. I believe if the elderly lady was white, I believe that brother would have did the same thing, because we good people, man, and America and white America, y'all saw that. Y'all saw how that brother subdued his passion and didn't hit or feed into it or take the bait that Ed Matthews tried him to do, because he knew if that brother would have punched him in the face and he had a black eye or a broken jaw, even if the brother would have knocked him out and he hit his head and died, the whole table would have been changed. It would have been a whole different scenario, a whole different headline. So, brother, I commend you, and let us as black people learn from that brother constraints and his courage and his mentality. So let's love each other. Let's learn from it. Again, I hope all law enforcement take that video and teach that video, have it a block of instructions in the training classes, and learn from it. And the officers that saw that video, y'all critique it. If y'all agree with that Ed Matthews ignorance, then y'all have an issue. You need to find another job. And I hope the young officer who was trying to de-escalate the situation, I don't think he had rank. But again, what y'all saw, that Ed Matthews should have been arrested immediately. After y'all left the young brother's home or the elderly lady's home, y'all should have went over there and knocked on the door and arrested Ed Matthews, and there wouldn't have been any protests, any damage of property. Just do what you're supposed to do, and then handle it later. But again, it was a learning lesson for everybody. Let's critique it. Let's not get mad. Let's not get our blood pressure up. Let's just critique the situation. Let's grow from it. Let's move forward, America. Let's move forward, brothers and sisters, and change the mindset to a positive mindset. All right? Let's build love and not hate. All right? I love y'all. Take care. Good night. Peace.